best thing about Camp Breathe Easy is that we go swimming, that we go to the pool, we get to play sports.
The best thing about camp is probably either the snow cones at the pool or my counselors.
This camp is very good about your asthma.
It's great because we have 24/7 doctor and nursing coverage.
We've got our groove down so that we really know what we're doing.
There's also a bunch of trees around, so those trees provide extra, oxygen that you can breathe, and it's just really easy to breathe here. That's why it's called Camp Breathe Easy.
We realized we were going to have more empty weeks than we thought we were going to have. So we looked at what in the Bay Area, what groups didn't have opportunity to go to camp. And I got a hold of Children's Hospital, and it just became a given that obviously they should be coming and using camp.
I wanted to have a camp where kids who had asthma could come and do the things that other kids who go to summer camps do without their parents worrying about sending them to camp, that they might have an asthma attack.
I think the kids that come to this camp, a lot of them may not have been able to go camping before or gone to a summer activity like this. So it's nice to see them here. They're seeing deer walking by, the wild turkey, having, these meals that are amazing every day, and getting a chance to go to the lake and boat. They had a capoeira group yesterday and they got to learn that, and just to have fun from the time they wake up to the time they go to bed. There also is an asthma education component that weaves itself through the camp curriculum as well too, so that kids are empowered and able to manage their asthma.
Well, I've learned about asthma, what it does to you, what medicines can help you control it or prevent it or help it while it's happening.
Think about the last time you had trouble breathing.
The tightness of my chest I released and stuff after I took a hot bath.
My lungs, it felt like they were tightened up, and I couldn't breathe. It made me feel think, why do I have to have asthma?
Anybody else ever felt like that? Yeah.
Having them kind of have each other to bounce ideas and emotions and stories off of is kind of, I don't think it's replaceable. That is probably the essence of camp.
Camp has given these children this sense of community that they can contact each other outside of school, and basically it's because they're just like them, and they have something they can communicate with and support each other with. And then Mindy is probably one of our best camp coordinators, directors, leaders. She has helped foster these amazing relationships between the children, and she understands what the respite and the camaraderie and the community of going to camp really means for the kids.
We're really lucky in Alameda County because for many years we've had a really strong asthma coalition. It's the Alameda County Asthma Coalition. Consists of many organizations, from the health department to the school districts, the American Lung Association, Children's Hospital Oakland, where I'm from. And all of these organizations are committed to helping control asthma in children who live in our community. And there's financial support, there's been the support of the staff. This camp is staffed by volunteers from those organizations.
One of the things that we do is an asthma carnival, and basically they're using their knowledge that they got during an Asthma 101 asthma basics session with games and prizes. So they're actually taking that information that they learned, and then they're actually playing games and using it to sort of get tickets that later they redeem for prizes. And we have games like the Mucus Monster, where they're actually throwing wet sponges at a mucus monster, and they're doing a lung toss, so they're doing bing bong bags through the lungs. They're doing a bronchial burnout, which is they have to pick the right controller or reliever when they're having asthma symptoms and shoot a ping pong ball off of a soda can. Well, the hope is that it uses sort of fun and games to sort of sink in all the information that they're learning.
So there's a what medicine?
Allergy medicine.
Allergy medicine. Good job. And that's probably your allergies. Chest tightness. Everything's kind of tight in there.
Albuterol.
Yeah, albuterol. Good. Opens you up.
First we tell them a lot about asthma, and then this is them actually having to tell us what they learned.
One thing I learned at camp was to take a deep breath before you use your inhaler, and the second thing is to wait 60 seconds before your second puff. Because all your medication that you just puffed into your thing has to get down through throw it into your lungs.
I learned about my asthma that you have to drink water almost every day.
It's a chronic disease, but it can be managed. And if you really take ownership of managing your asthma, you can do anything. There's Olympic athletes who have asthma.
It's so well organized from the time the kids check in Oakland, board the buses, come here. The whole staff has the routine down pat, and the kids are kept excited and moving in new experiences the whole time through. They're really good about inviting new kids to camp every year, so it's a great new experience, so they're able to touch the lives of many children that we service in the Bay Area.
I really hope that when kids leave here, they're just better at managing their asthma at home.
Now my son can have something to fall back on, so if I'm not there, he have this experience, and he will always learn how to take care of himself and to bear of himself when it comes to his asthma.
I really enjoy this camp because of my friends and stuff, and I met Sam.
Yeah, and now we're like
BFFs.
sisters.
I feel like I want to come back next year.
We love Camp Breathe Easy! Yeah! Camp Breathe Easy, happy 10th anniversary.